Hello everyone. In this video we are going to learn the basic variable concept in JavaScript. How to declare a variable, how to initialize some value into it, and how to display it in our browser. So let's start with variable declaration. To declare a variable we have a special keyword in JavaScript that is called var. So I'm declaring a variable like var space and your variable name. I'm giving the variable name as variable1 and semicolon. So as you know, semicolon is optional in JavaScript, so it's up to you if you want to use it or not. It's not going to hamper your code. Likewise, we can create more variable like var variable 2, and if you want to create multiple variable in a single line, then we can use comma and another variable name. So this is variable declaration. So few things we should remember while doing the variable declaration or while giving the variable name. One is the variable name should not start with any number like one variable. This is totally invalid variable name. We should not use this variable anywhere in our code, otherwise we will definitely get an error. Likewise, we should not use any keyword, any JavaScript keyword like var. This should not be your variable name. Likewise, function, this should not be your variable. This is some keywords which is stored in JavaScript, so we should not use those variable. So your variable always should always start with some letter or only underscore, like underscore variable. This is a valid one. Now, so one thing we also important is JavaScript is case sensitive. That is, if I declare variable 1 with capital V here, which is totally different with this variable name, so we will see later how it's different. So this is our variable declaration part. So now we are going to do variable initialization. To initialize a variable, we use the equal to operator, or we will call it as assignment operator, and I put some value over in this variable as 10. Same way, I can choose this variable 1 with a capital V and put another value is 20, and variable 2 will hold some string like JavaScript, and variable 3 will hold some number as a string, and we can write it also this variable equal to, and we can put some boolean like true. So this is the initialize of value into our variable. So these two variable of above there is storing some number into it, whereas this two variable is storing some string into it. Though we are placing some number in variable 3, but as this number is within this double quote, so our JavaScript will treat it as a string. We'll see what's the difference between these two variable, and this variable is holding some boolean value which is true or false. So now let's print this value in our browser. To print, we already have seen in JavaScript there is a default or inbuilt function is there, that is document dot write and within that parenthesis we should need to pass the variable whose value we want to print in our browser. So at the beginning I'm passing only variable 1 and just semicolon, and just save it and go to the browser and just refresh this page and see 10 is printing over here. Likewise, if we pass variable 1 with a capital V and save this and go to the browser and refresh it, you see it's print 20. So that means these two variable is not same. Now if we print variable 3, what it will be print, save it, go back to the browser, so it will also print 10. Then what is the difference between this 10 and this 10? Those are printing the same value, right? So we'll see. Before that, also want to print this variable save it, go to the browser, and it's true. So we see that this variable is also valid variable name, right? Okay, so what's the difference between this variable and this variable? So let's do some arithmetic operation on this variable. So I'm print the variable 1, which will obviously print 10, and I write a plus sign and give some number like 2 and save it and go back to the browser, refresh it, and see it will return 12. What that means, because what is happening here, the variable is one is holding the value 10 as which is a number, and we are doing some addition with this number, so it will return the result of this addition, which is 12. Now what happen if we print variable 3 over here with the addition operator? So let's see, just save it, go back to the browser and refresh it, and you see it printing 102. Why 102? Because variable 3 is holding a string, not a number, and after a string if you put the plus sign, it will not treat as a additional operator, rather it will treat it as a concatenation operator. So what a concatenation do is, concatenation just concate two string, but so 2 is not a string, but as this one is a string and we can't do any additional operation with a string, so JavaScript also convert this true as a string, and it concat with this 10 and return 102. So what happen if we do minus sign over here? Let's save it and go back to the browser and refresh, it will return 8. Why 8? Because there is no meaning of minus in minus operation in a string. There is a plus mean it is concatenate, but there is no meaning of minus in a string. So therefore JavaScript convert this string as a number over here, and it's reduced 2 from that. Instead of variable 3, if I write JavaScript variable which is variable 2, and if I write plus over here and save it, go back to the browser, you get some error. Sorry, so if I place the variable 2 over here and I do plus 2 and go back to the browser and refresh it, you see JavaScript 2 comes here. But if what happen if I do minus and save it and go back to the browser and NAA? Why? Because there is no relation of minus sign with the string. Therefore JavaScript convert this 10 into a number and subtract 2 from it. So we can convert that number, means this string, into a number, but there is no meaning of converting this string into a number. That's why you get some null value over here. So these things we need to remember, and this way we can print our value of variable in browser. And one small thing also, if you want to print some variable value with some string, then also we can use the concatenation operator over here. So this variable 1, if I print variable 1, it will return 10 obviously, but you can add some extra string over here, like I just variable 1 colon and just put end quote and just do plus, and if I save it and if I go back to the browser and refresh it, you see this 10 is also printing with this string which is append with this. So this string is concatenate with this value, so now this value is also treated as string. So this is all about the variable concept in JavaScript. So feel free to ask any question in the comment section. If you understand well, then just put a like into the video, and see you in the later video. Thank you.